Right now in the studio, we are joined by Tom Green. Now, Tom, I want to tell you, we just got pumped up and ready for this interview by watching the Puff Daddy song "Come With Me," the one with Jimmy Page.
Do you remember that from that Godzilla movie?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, love that. I love Godzilla, the movie Godzilla. I love Puff Daddy. What a way to get up in the morning.
No kidding. Well, Tom Green is in town because he's got a performance tonight at the Fargo Theater doing some stand-up comedy.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to perform in Fargo for the very first time in the historic Fargo Theater.
Yeah.
I was so excited to see the historic Fargo Theater. The first thing I did last night when I got to Fargo was I took a photo of it and put it on my Instagram page. And, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope now.
Are you on Periscope?
Oh, yeah, I'm on there all the time. I'll go to like a Urban Outfitters in Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah.
And I'll stand outside and I'll be on Periscope and I'll say, everybody look up the phone number for this Urban Outfitters and start calling right now and asking for me. And then I'll walk into the store and the staff will be behind the counter with the phone in their hand saying, "Tom, we've got a call for you." And then I'll do like a half-hour phone-in talk show from behind the cash register at Urban Outfitters.
Dude, that's the beauty of technology in 2015.
It's a lot of fun. And then everybody on Periscope is watching me take these calls and messing with the people behind the counter. It's a good time. It's a fun thing I do on the road. I like to kind of take everybody on the road with me because I'm always traveling and doing shows every night in different cities. And so if you follow me on Periscope, you can come along for the fun. But tonight, you can just come to the show at the Fargo Theater.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch it on Periscope because I'm actually going to be right here doing it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a really fun time. I have fun doing it.
So what is your stand-up show like? Because, I feel like when most people think Tom Green, they don't think of stand-up comedy.
My stand-up has got a lot of elements of what you would know me from. Whether you've seen Freddy Got Fingered, which is a completely crazy movie, or Road Trip, which is a completely weird, crazy character. I bring a lot of that into the show. But, it's a lot of traditional, themes that stand-up comedians approach. I take them on in my own way, but I talk a lot about life and society and relationships. And
yeah, that doesn't really change.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't. So,
I still like those.
Have you ever been to Fargo before this at all?
I have been to Fargo before. It's great to be back. It's I was here maybe, I forget how many years ago, a little over 10 years ago when I was doing a skateboard tour with Tony Hawk.
Oh, sweet.
I had a skateboard on Birdhouse back then, and I went on tour with Birdhouse. We did skate demos all across the country. And we did a skate demo in Moorhead and in Fargo, and it was super cool.
Damn, wish we would have been here at that time.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that would have been cool.
Yeah, well, just come to my show tonight. I mean, I won't be skateboarding, but Tony Hawk won't be there. But it's still going to be good.
No doubt.
We don't have to, feel bad about missing that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's true. You are here now.
Yeah, I'm here now. But, Tony's not going to be here, though, so I can see why you'd be disappointed.
He'd be a great opener.
Come on out to my show. Tony Hawk won't be there.
I got a question, though. You've done it all. You've done the stand-up.
Yeah.
You've had a rap career. You've had a TV show. You've done radio. You've done everything. So what's one thing you haven't done that you'd still like to do?
Well, I'm looking forward to having children. Yeah, I think I'm going to wait till I'm 50 to have kids. So.
Oh, yeah. Hugh Hefner waited until later in life.
I want to be dead by the time they're unemployed adults.
Because it's going to be tough at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm also really excited about what I'm doing with my Webovision show.
Yeah.
I'm starting this. I built a television studio in Los Angeles in a warehouse, and we just sort of really launched this thing this year, and it's super cool. It's like you can phone into the show. It's a talk show. It's completely independent, and I'm going to turn it into sort of a multi-channel subscription network, actually, which is essentially kind of something that I'm very passionate about, which is sort of changing the way we do broadcasting. I've always been into kind of like cracking the code on like doing broadcasting in new ways.
Yeah.
That's why like the Tom Green show when it came on MTV was so weird because we were running around with a video camera, shooting with a video camera, and nobody had really shot television with a home video camera before.
Yeah.
And so now I'm basically making a homemade television studio. So it's like raw, guerrilla, weird TV. you can just go watch it on TomGreen.com. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was actually watching some of that earlier today, and I was actually quite shocked. I'm like, this is a really awesome idea, because like even, yeah, like you said, the studio where people are sitting, there's not a lot of people in there, and it's very like intimate, and it seems like something like that is super fun. I can't believe more people aren't doing it.
Yeah, it's complicated to build a TV studio. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's something that can be very expensive if you don't know how to do everything yourself.
Yeah.
I studied broadcasting. I've always kind of been tinkering with technology, so I've found a way to kind of do it for a fairly inexpensively. It's not completely cheap though to do, and that's why we've launched this subscription service where people can pay to get extra footage and get us on a subscription channel. It's called connectpal.com/TomGreen. I'll plug it. Go there right now and subscribe for $5.99 a month, and you're keeping the Webovision alive. But it's really cool. It's fun.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm glad you're on the cutting edge, because a lot of people just aren't. They aren't willing to adapt with the times,
Yeah, it's sort of my hobby first. I mean, I enjoy it. I just enjoy messing around with the cameras, and I really enjoy interacting with people. The show's totally interactive, so you can call in on FaceTime and you interact on social media, talk to the guests, be on the show. And it's kind of cool because I get to meet people all over the country, and then I go on tour and I meet people in person, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm like way too into it. Can you tell? Like I'm
No,
like way too into it.
but that's good, because
like I just got this sort of wave of insecurity just went over me, because I was looking at you guys looking at me, and it was like, you're looking at me like, this guy's like way too into his website.
That's good,
man.
That's passion.
It's good to have passion.
Yeah, when you're passionate,
way too into
when
his
you're passionate for the project, though, I mean, that's when it's going to be successful, and you're going to actually have fun doing it instead of just phoning it in.
And I'm on the radio here in North Dakota, and it's my sort of moment. I have a few minutes. I want to tell everybody exactly how it works, so I slip it all in. I mean, if we were out having a beer, I wouldn't be talking about my website like constantly.
It would be like, God, this guy, not very fun to drink with.
No, I'd be drinking. And I'd probably mention my website.
Oh, yeah.
Might even show it to you on my phone, but I wouldn't go on and on about it for hours. Maybe like show you a few things or whatever, 10 or 15 things. There's a lot of things on there.
Before we let you go, it's something that we're both just big music fans, which a lot of people on radio actually aren't, which is kind of the great irony about it.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you like to listen to normally? What's your it?
Well, I've been listening to a lot of. The thing is, I find it surprising, but as you get older, you still listen to the same music you listened to when you were in high school.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is. I think it's because it just sort of triggers memories of sort of those sort of times when you were learning about the world and discovering music, and it was exciting to you. So I still listen to a lot of 80s music. I listen to a lot of 80s and 90s hip hop. Tribe Called Quest and Public Enemy and groups like that. I like The Cure. I like Joy Division, New Order. I like rock. I like some rock music. I like some Rush.
Now we're speaking my language.
Yeah, I like. I've been listening to some Black Sabbath lately. I got this. I bought for a gag. I got this 1979 Camaro that I got on Craigslist. It's like the Z28
Sweet
style Camaro, like the cheesy era, the sort of the worst year of the Camaro, 1979. And so I got it on Craigslist for like nothing. It was sort of falling apart and had a cassette deck in it. I got the cassette deck fixed, got some sweet speakers put in it, and I've been on my web show. Here I go again.
Yeah,
I've been telling people to call to send me their old audio cassettes, and I would rock them in my Camaro.
Nice.
So people have been sending me a lot of like Black Sabbath and Judas Priest and Ozzy and music that I actually hadn't listened to a lot of growing up. So now I'm enjoying it, because when you're cruising around in a cheesy 1979 black Camaro, I think you got to be blasting Ozzy.
And it probably just feels right.
It does feel right, yeah.
Man,
I just love how you talked about the Z28 there, because we just gave away like a 78 Z28.
We just did that like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
Is
Yeah,
it like beat up?
Oh, no, it's in great condition.
Wow, where'd you get it?
I don't know.
Some other dude found it. We just gave it away for him. We emceed his event, but
Oh wow.
is that the Smokey and the Bandit model, or is that not even?
That was a Trans Am.
Trans Am.
Yeah.
Smokey and the Bandit was a Trans Am.
They all look the same that era.
Yeah, they're very similar. Yeah, similar car. I like the Trans Am too. But I think the Z28 might be a little cheesier than Trans Am. That's why I went with the Z28.
Because it doesn't have the cool like eagle or whatever on the front, you know?
Yeah.
Are there any sweet decals on that car that you bought, or is it just all black?
No, I haven't turned it into the Slutmobile yet.
There's always time.
Yeah,
that was
time.
I don't know if your listeners know what the Slutmobile is, but you can see it on my website. It's when I painted my parents' car with pornography. I don't know if you guys know that. I painted pornography in my parents' car and filmed their reactions when they got up in the morning and put it on my show. So that was one of my earlier pranks.
Yeah. Like back then when you were doing all that kind of stuff, how much did your parents just hate you? Were they mad at you all the time?
They were conflicted because they were trying to support me in my dream and also trying to support me in the idea of me getting a job. And I was working really hard on trying to do the television show. So they were supportive, but then they were also annoyed because a lot of the pranks involved barging into their house in the middle of the night, waking them up in the middle of the night, things like that.
Yeah, I'm sure you've been asked this a million times, but do you ever feel like Bam ripped you off on all that?
Well, I don't really like go on and on about whether, how that like went down. I mean, there's definitely like a lot of really similar things which are odd. I mean, and I like Bam. I mean, actually he was on that skateboard tour with me, so but I mean, it's true. I did paint my parents' house, and then he painted his parents' house, and I woke my parents up in the middle of the night, and he would wake his parents up in the middle of the night. I put animals in my house. He put alligators in the house.
Yeah,
lots of direct, almost identical, similar bits. So it can be a little weird sometimes when I see that, but I sort of walk away from it and say, you know what, it's cool. Somebody might have been inspired by me, and I like that. So, and I'm friends with Steve-O. I'm closer with friends with Steve-O and some of the other Jackass guys. And I liked all the pranks Bam did. I thought they were funny. I enjoyed watching it, and I like Jackass a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, you were just kind of at the forefront of that whole thing, because I remember when I was in high school and stuff, and your show was very popular, and everybody was like ripping off that stuff, and then Jackass came in, and everybody was out with the video camera in town just doing pranks.
Pioneer over
Everybody was doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a super exciting time because that's when everything sort of changed. It was right before YouTube. It was before a little while before YouTube, but it was before social media, and people didn't have that voice yet, and it was to go out and be creative and funny, and this was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool time for people to experiment with video, and so it was cool to be on the forefront of that. Actually, it was. I mean, now with YouTube being so big, everybody's shooting crazy pranks. Not everybody, but so many people are doing pranks. It's sort of watered down the idea of doing pranks. And that's why I'm actually part of the reason why I'm really embracing stand-up and really focusing on doing stand-up again, because that's something that's not really driven by technology. It's just such a traditional art form, and to be able to go out and tour and develop that skill is something that I'm really, really enjoying. You can't really, it just seems like that there's just too many pranks right now. There's too many pranks.
Oh yeah,
everything is too accessible.
Yeah, it's like there's no surprise anymore. Nothing's surprising anymore because everybody can do it. So when I started my show, you couldn't get on the air on TV unless you really kind of you had to really work hard to get a TV show. I mean, it wasn't like they were just handing out TV shows. So by the time you got your TV show, you'd done a lot of things that kind of allowed you to be there. And then once you got there and were doing something weird on TV, it really stood out, right? It was really different. There was no other weird things on TV. There was a few weird shows. And now with the internet, there's just so much weirdness out
now
there.
Every 5-year-old
I don't even know if weird is weird anymore.
It's not. It's like, where do you go from here?
Yeah. So that's sort of something that's kind of, I think, all videographers on YouTube, comedians, everyone's got to kind of deal with now is like weird is just normal now. So what is weird? And then so I like to, in stand-up social commentary, critiquing the world that we're living in, talking about how we live our lives, making some sort of, logical, observations on things that are funny. That's weird to me now. Yeah.
Yeah, normalcy is weird. Well, if you want to see it in person, you can see it tonight. Fargo Theater, the
Come on
historic.
out. I'm going to be
Fargo
completely normal tonight. Come on out. No, it's a ridiculous show.
There won't be any skateboarding. There will be no Tony Hawk, but I feel like you can compensate for all that with your commentary.
Yes, thank you.
They'll make it happen. Tom Green.
Yeah.
I think that deserves a round of applause.
Yeah.
Thanks
Yeah.
for popping in here.
thanks for coming in.
It's going to be a blast. Great to be in North Dakota.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good to have you. Looking forward to tonight. Thank you so much.